Hi, I'm Dr. David Vargas. I'm here again with Dr. Brian, breathing expert, biological dentist expert, and he's just sharing a wealth of information with us. I want to talk a little bit about how metal fillings can affect our sinuses or our health. And we were talking a little bit about how you shared with me how people who have metal fillings can actually have a glob of fungus in their sinuses sometimes.
Yes.
Because it makes it a healthy environment for that stuff to grow, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, and I know that, I had my metal fillings all taken out about a year and a half ago, and, it's improved my health a lot too, but there's just so much to that. Can you share that with us?
Sure. Look, Dr. Vargas and I are good friends, and we're always bouncing ideas off of each other, and so I don't want to get too long-winded here. But the American Dental Association will still tell you there's no danger about having mercury fillings in your mouth. Now, those fillings are about 50% mercury. So why is that important? Mercury is the second most toxic metal on Earth. I mean, this stuff is serious. If you break, remember years ago we used to make thermometers out of mercury? If you break a thermometer in a hospital, they don't clear the room, they clear the floor of the hospital. That's how serious it is. We put those in people's mouths, it ends up degassing into the body and causes problems. Well, what's interesting is we have a self-protection mechanism. So the fungus in our body, we may have a yeast overgrowth or a fungal overgrowth, but that fungus will take this elemental mercury that can exist in two states. One is very bad and the other one is terribly, terribly, terribly bad. The fungus will take the terribly, terribly, terribly bad and move it over into the bad, the really bad. So it serves a purpose, so our body will not let that fungus get out of the body. And what happens when you breathe through your mouth, you don't produce the nitric oxide that's produced when you breathe through your nose. Nitric oxide kills virus, bacteria, and fungus. So what happens is mouth breathers with metal fillings are going to develop a whole lot of fungus inside their sinus. And then that even worsens the fact now you can't breathe at all through your nose. That fungus spreads through the body, but you can't get it done here. You're not going to blow this stuff out. I don't mean to be gross, but this is like the thickness of peanut butter. These fungal balls.
That you can actually see in those sinuses sometimes, you're saying. Right?
Yes. When you take a three-dimensional x-ray, a CAT scan, you'll see these big blobs. Some people it's completely closed off. I can tell you, if that fungus is growing in there, it's through the rest of the body. It creates something called acidosis. We don't have the time to go into that, but it creates a environment in your body that promotes disease. A lot of serious things like that acidic environment. And you can't go to an alkaline environment. If you breathe through your mouth, you have mercury fillings and you have an overgrowth of yeast. It won't happen.
Yeah, and I think we talked a little bit about why those mercury fillings can lead to that. But then what's the other the health effects of that too, even further. We're going to go in a little bit more detail on the next video. Thank you. We'll see you soon.